Chapter 15. Nicky. A clutch of eggs sat while a mother and father fast runner admired their unhatched young. Given they lived in the dangerous, mysterious beyond, they had to hide and keep their young safe from the wrath of Sharptooth, the largest and meanest Sharptooth of them all. "We should be safe here," the mother assured. But their dream became a nightmare when a great earthquake shook the land. Their cave home crumbled down upon them. Each grabbed as many eggs as they could, running toward the exit. The male looked ahead and back, seeing his mate fell behind, a boulder coming down, though she managed to leap over it and follow. Not wanting to be crushed, he held the two eggs close, jumping out of the cave, seeing a great crack break the land apart. It seemed like the end of their world, the couple falling to the earth, unable to remain upright. Plumes of dust rose from the great crevice, the pair feeling themselves falling downward. Hanging on to each other, they prepared for the worst. Time passed, and the couple woke, finding themselves alive, buried, and cut up, but all right. They walked along, trying to find a way out, going deeper underground. It was hard, but when their young hatched, they knew they had to find a way out, or else they'd starve. The male found any greens he could, feeding the young, the parents going without. On the move, and with lack of food, the couple felt it take its toll, moving slower and slower. Their pace picked up when they heard a mighty growl, knowing it was the Sharptooth, that they weren't alone in the Great Divide. "Move! Run!" The male carried their young, moving speedily through the passage. "Keep going! Don't look back!" the female cried out, slipping and falling, her leg twisting. "My love! Keep going!" A shadow crept along the cave wall, Sharptooth trailing them. He moved and went toward the downed female. "No!" Magnificent tried to circle back, only to freeze. It happened in a flash. The great jaw opened and chomped down, eating her in one bite. In shock, he found himself unable to move, the great beast drawing closer to him. "Daddy!" the young cried, gathering around him. Nicky clung to his father's leg, while Ricky tugged at his father's tail to get him to move. Some of the other young ran around, getting too close to Sharptooth, who snapped and managed to seize the stragglers. Magnificent got himself together and helped his remaining sons to run for their lives, reaching a steep section where they could climb out. Sharptooth was too big and wasn't able to reach them, clawing and snapping madly. Atop the rock, they looked back, seeing Sharptooth, hearing him roar in anger. There, Magnificent passed out, Ricky realizing he had to be strong, had to look after himself and his brother, Nicky. Going to fetch water and food, he brought it to their father, who ate and drank, trembling still. It was hard for Nicky and Ricky, their father seeming to go in and out of reality, never fully recovering from their mother's death. Growing up in the shadows of the Sharptooth, the rulers of the mysterious beyond were obvious to the three fast runners. Ricky took up the helm and led his family, his father beginning to put his faith and love in the more mature of the pair. Magnificent offered for other lost leaf eaters to join them, the small group becoming a large herd. Since Magnificent was the oldest, he did his best to find food, water, and a place where they could call home. The herd was lucky enough to find the sanctuary, a place where they could be safe and have plenty of food and water. By a lake, the herd were, Ricky getting food for his father. "Here, father, you'll need your strength." The older male's gaze was hazy, taking the food and eating slowly. It was a difficult day, so Ricky oversaw the herd. Magnificent looked up, reaching out to Ricky. "Thank you, my son." Nicky walked over to them, knowing his father was more coherent and that it was time for them to talk. "Father, how are you feeling?" "Better because of your brother." "What do you contribute to our family?" "I do my best to please you." "Well, I'm not pleased." Magnificent was known to get agitated, often lashing out at Nicky. The younger of the brothers lowered his gaze. Ricky patting Nicky's shoulder. Pulling away, Nicky went to sit away from them. Ricky gave a sigh, looking at his father. Why must you be so hard on him, father? He does his best. No, you are the one who carries the burden of looking after me. My mind wanders, stuck in the past with your mother. Your mother. Where is she? You should rest, father, Ricky said, knowing his father was lost again. Save your energy. Season cycles came and went, Magnificent letting Ricky tend to the herd. Nicky did his best to try and contribute, suggesting something to the pair one night. My plan is, well, kill as many sharp-teeth eggs as we can. Then we'll never have to worry about being eaten. Nicky, no, that'll throw our entire world out of balance. Yes, the sharp-teeth are frightening, yet we should not tamper with the great circle of life. How can you sit there and say that after one of them killed Mother, our siblings? Yes. Where is your mother? Magnificent asked. Ricky grabbed and threw Nicky into the cave wall. Now see what you've done. Pushing Nicky, Ricky went to Magnificent, trying to calm his father down. Angry, Nicky stormed off. With their father asleep, Ricky left for a walk, and Nicky was tasked to keep an eye out. I'll be back in a few days. You actually trust me with the sanctuary? If you do well, then we'll talk about co-leadering, Ricky said, offering his brother a smile. But you must put aside this sharp-tooth killing idea. We are safe, we are happy. What more do we need? Nicky clenched his knuckles, glancing down to hide his anger. Fine. I'll let it rest if I'm allowed to help you rule. Good, then I'll see you around. The days Ricky was gone, Nicky did an outstanding job at overseeing the sanctuary, and after some time, Ricky returned with a wide grin. In fact, Nicky had never seen Ricky so happy, so full of light. Father, Nicky, I have wonderful news. Ricky hugged, lifted, and spun Nicky. What, you found the Great Valley? No, I found a mate I wish to win over. A female worthy of you, Mr. Perfect? Yes, she was lovely, single too. There is one thing. It seems she's been captured by a monster, a sharp-tooth. A sharp-tooth? Their father asked. Are we in danger? No, father, but the female I want is. Nicky, we must lead a group to get her back. No, my son, it's too dangerous. Nicky was silent as Magnificent always gave in to Ricky, the favorite, though it seemed Magnificent was clearer that day, helping Nicky while Ricky was away. But father, I said no. Ricky gave a nod and turned to leave, Nicky following him. Hey, where are you going? It's just a girl, who cares? There are plenty more where she came from. No, not like her. No one says no to me. Now, I'm going to find those willing to help me. As for you, you're doing an excellent job. Ricky patted Nicky's shoulder. Right, watch over father. I'll return with my mate once I save her. Nicky saw Ricky leave, taking a deep breath. Over the course of time, Magnificent looked around with confusion. Where is Ricky? He went to find his chosen mate, Nicky answered. Why haven't you found a mate yet? I just haven't. Why can't you be more like your brother? He knows what he wants and goes for it. You simply sit and do nothing. Nicky snorted, hoping Ricky would return, though after many, many days, Nicky got a feeling Ricky would never come back. It was funny. While Nicky felt bad, there was a small part of him that was relieved and was excited, for that meant he'd be the next in line to take over the sanctuary. His first order of business was to find out what happened to his brother. Thus, he sent Glider out to search and report back when the information was gotten. After a few days, Glider returned, fluttering down from the sky. Well, what news do you have of my brother Ricky? Glider was silent for a moment, trying to think of the best words. Well, it's an interesting tale. I don't care. Just cut to the chase. Very well. From what we hear, he was slain. Nicky was quiet, taking in what she said. How did he die? Well, apparently a sharp-tooth killed him. Your brother was interested in a female fast runner who apparently chose the sharp-tooth over your brother. Disgusting! I hate sharp-teeth. Too bad we can't get back at them, added Horner. Even the playing board? I'm working on it. A plan to fight back. For now, with Red Claw around, we must be careful. Actually, no one has seen Red Claw in some time. Glider smiled. I've come upon some fantastic news. If this is about you mingling with a handsome flyer, I don't want to hear it, grumbled Horner. Any news is welcomed more than silence, Thunder added. Yes, do share. Damper was a swimmer and sat in a pond of water. Red Claw is dead. In fact, he's been dead for quite some time, she spoke, all gasping aloud. Now that is good news, Horner mused. Dead, you say? Which means the alpha spot is opened. Alpha spot? Questioned Thunder. Yes, you see the Sharpteeth have an alpha, a large, powerful, and protector of their kind. Though if they have no savior, then we must move out. What do you mean? Damper asked. How will that affect us? Because without a leader, they will be helpless. They will be vulnerable. Finally, I think I have a way for us to finish them off. Nicky, what are you talking about? We've been going about this all wrong. Think about it. Who are the weakest among the Sharpteeth? The injured? The sick? Those with eggs, Nicky said, seeing the others nod in agreement. I finally have a great plan. If we set out, we kill the mothers, smash the eggs, break the cycle of life, the plant eaters will prevail and rule all. No longer will they have to travel the mysterious beyond with fear. No more being preyed upon. No more flesh eaters. Hear, hear, called Horner. Wonderful, Damper said with excitement. Indeed, with all of us, we'll be unstoppable, Thunder said, slapping his tail down. With me as the eyes in the sky, we'll have no trouble finding these mothers and their young, Glider added. Come, my friends, it's time we move out. Nicky led the group. Like a storm over the land, Nicky was proud at what their new assignment was. It started with a few, then more and more, Nicky enjoying the massacre they left in their wake. Dead females, eggs broken, and left to rot among the earth. Let the great purge begin, Nicky called, leading the anti-gang. The Sharpteeth, for once in their many season cycles, found themselves on the run, trying to flee the anti-gang, who pursued any they could. Some even formed a pact to take on the anti-gang, meeting them head-on. The battle between them raged for a full day, and the anti-gang were victorious, which only added to their cause. It was then some wished for the aid of the Alpha. While Nicky gained traction and pretended to be magnificent, there was still one issue left. The fact, though real magnificent, his father was still alive. By late evening, Nicky sat by his aging father. I hope I'm making you proud, father. The older male breathed heavily and shook his head. Where's Ricky? I want my favorite son. I'm still here, father. Nicky took his father's trembling hand. I'm right here. Yes, but you'll never replace him. I'm doing all I can to help our kind, to defend the Leaf Eaters. But you'll never be Ricky. The comment dug deep, Nicky still living in the shadow of his older brother. Sometimes I think you'd have preferred it if I died while Nicky lived. Am I wrong? You are correct. It'd have been best if you were in Nicky's place. Well, I'm not, and all I can do is try. No matter what you accomplish, it won't bring him back to me. Magnificent uttered softly. Nicky felt his eyes moist, knowing no matter the heroic deeds he did, his father would always see him as lesser than his deceased brother. But the herd of Sanctuary adored him, worshipped the very ground he walked on. Thus, he tried his best to enjoy the power he felt being leader, the joy he had killing the Sharpteeth mothers and their eggs.